I'm Brian.
I'm Christy.
And I'm Drew.
You may have recently heard the term save the bees. It's only 3 words, but it represents an epidemic that is not only affecting the United States, but our entire world. It's widely known that bees pollinate flowers and plants, but what else do they do for us? Imagine walking into the grocery store and not only seeing over half of your produce gone, but other products too, like meat, for example. Without pollinated plants and weeds, what's left for our protein-producing livestock to eat? Unfortunately, this could be the reality if we don't work together to save the bee population. The bottom line is that bees are disappearing, and we need to do something to save them. The bee population has fallen drastically over the recent years. According to Hagopian's article, since 2006, beekeepers have noticed their honeybee populations have been dying off at increasingly rapid rates. The bee population went from 4.5 million in the 1980s to only 2 million in the 2000s. This could have many causes, including pesticides, herbicides, and even overplanting of pollination-requiring plants. Noah Wilson-Rich shares a shocking fact in his video that with the declining numbers of bees, the cost of over 130 fruit and vegetable crops that we rely on for food is going up in price. These are effects we are already seeing with the extreme decline in the bee population. More than 1/3 of the world's crop production is dependent on bee pollination. What would happen if they go extinct? According to Spivak, bees are the most important pollinators. This makes sense with there being over 20,000 species of bees in the world. Unfortunately, pesticides and herbicides are causing them to die. In the study by Baptista's elementary school class, they investigated about this question and found out that the main reason for this problem is that human beings are using pesticides in agriculture. We're killing weeds, and while they may not seem important to us, they are our bees' livelihood. And the sad thing is, according to Noah Wilson-Rich, we don't even find dead bodies, and this is called colony collapse disorder. Colony collapse disorder has been widespread among the bee community since their decline about 7 years ago. In addition to this, there has been a 300% increase in planting crops that require bees to pollinate. It is clear that human interaction with this species has been nothing short of devastating. But what are we doing to help counteract this? Fortunately for the bees, our technology has made installing beehives pretty easy for any environment, any location. According to honeybee expert Noah Wilson-Rich, in 2006, honeybees started disappearing, just completely disappearing. Since then, he's been studying a way to repopulate, specifically the honeybee population. He's an advocate for and works and installs urban beehives. Urban beehives can be installed pretty much anywhere, and half of the time people don't even notice them. Urban beehives have been put on top of hotels, people's apartment buildings, and even in your backyard. He hopes by installing beehives in cities, it will reintroduce honeybees as a harmless but still mandatory part of our environment and our ecosystem. Though we have been seeing effects of the loss of our bees on a worldwide scale, like me, you might have not been affected or really noticed that very much. This may be due in part to the fact that some companies and countries are trying to counteract our loss of this species by applying something called hand pollination. They hire actual real people to use specialized tools to pollinate plants so that way they can grow. They do this mainly in tomato plants in certain areas of the world. According to Spivak, some tomato growers now put bumblebee colonies inside the greenhouse to pollinate the tomatoes because they get much more efficient pollination when it's done naturally, and they get better quality tomatoes. Therefore, the only way we can save our bees is in numbers. It's highly probable that we can replenish our bee population if we all do something that we can do. While saving a rapidly declining species is no easy feat, it's clear that technology is making it more achievable. It's quite possible that it takes telling someone we could lose the majority of our fresh food crops, meats, and cheeses for them to realize how serious this issue truly is. Spreading the word about this problem is very important because it shows everyone just how important these bees are to us.